Stop counting calories. Now, I know a lot of people in the health and fitness industry would completely disagree with that statement, and that's okay. I think life is all about seeking those who have differing opinions than us and having conversations with them. Because if we don't, then we're going to live in an echo chamber where everyone around us thinks the same, where we're consuming the same opinions, the same information, and we're going to get stuck in our dogmatic ways. Now, counting calories can be beneficial for some people, and it may be a good part of your journey, and we'll talk about that in a bit, but it's not necessary. The entire model of counting calories, tracking macros, this whole calories in, calories out, is trying to oversimplify the human body and nutrition, which are extremely complex subjects. It's not as simple as a numbers game. Now, you can have some results with tracking your macros and being very strict with it and weighing your food out, but in the long run, it's not a long-term strategy, and you're adding so much stress and just putting numbers onto food. Like, you don't need to do that, all right? It's not as simple as a numbers game because life doesn't work that way. 100 calories of steak is not the same as 100 calories of brownie. 100 calories to me is not the same as 100 calories to you. We want life to be simple. We want it to fit our little boxes and our models in our head, but life is simply complex. I have never counted a calorie in my life. Now, I have a master's degree in exercise and nutrition science, so a big part of that grad program was learning about tracking macros and calories and helping clients lose weight or gain muscle by doing the whole macro game. But even then, I was kind of resistant to it. I was like, yes, let me have that beginner's mind. Let me take this information in. I'm never going to use it for myself. I've never used it with my clients because I don't like putting numbers onto food. You don't need to do that. Instead of focusing on counting your calories, of micromanaging your food, of weighing your food, instead focus on changing your behaviors around food. Focus on building your metabolism, your body's ability to burn that energy. How about improving your digestion? Because you can consume all these calories and think that that's the number you're consuming, but if you're not digesting it, if you're not breaking it down, if you're not absorbing it, then are you really consuming those calories? Also, how are your hormones? And how is the certain foods you're eating affecting your hormones? Like I said, it's not as simple as just tracking a number. I don't guarantee much in life because I don't know it all, but I can guarantee you this. If you're trying to lose weight, this one action will guarantee that you will be less likely to overeat, and overeating causes the weight gain. What's that behavior? Cutting out processed foods. These processed foods have been created in a way that are highly palatable and will cause you to crave more and more and more and will make you overeat, which eventually leads to weight gain. So foods that come in boxes and packages, cut them out. Eat whole foods. You're a lot less likely to overeat by just cutting out the processed junk. Also, how are you eating? Most of us, we put the food in our mouth, maybe chew it a couple times, and we just swallow it down. Chew your food more. There's a major hormone in the process of feeling full, feeling satiated, and that hormone is leptin. Leptin is delayed, right? So as you're eating your food, it takes some time for the leptin to kick in for you to get that full feeling. So by chewing your food more, you're eating slower, allowing that leptin to kick in, giving you that full feeling earlier, causing you not to eat as much. What happens when you don't eat as much? You lose weight. Another behavior you can employ is to start intermittent fasting. Now I want to make it clear. Intermittent fasting is not fasting. You're not getting the benefits of a real fast by just skipping a meal. What you're doing is you're skipping a meal. What happens when you skip a meal? You eat less food. We're going to talk about fasting in a future episode, but just know that intermittent fasting is not fasting at all. The real benefits of fasting don't start kicking in until the second day when your gastric secretions stop. So intermittent fasting is not fasting, but it can be a useful technique to help you eat less and to lose weight. Now, earlier I said counting calories can be useful, but for who? Well, for someone who has absolutely no connection to their food, has no idea of how much they eat, a brand new beginner who's just trying to get healthy or lose weight, counting calories can be a great start. It's not a long-term strategy, but if you're just beginning, it can make you a little more aware of the food you're putting into your body. Also, if you're trying to be a professional bodybuilder, then all the little slices and dices in your body are important. So by micromanaging and being super strict with it, that's kind of what you have to do. I mean, if you want to be a pro bodybuilder, you got to do other stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? But counting calories can be useful for them. Just know, not all calories are created equal. Calories to me is not the same as calories to you. Life is not that simple. So stop counting calories. Yeah.